Today is January 25th.
Is it okay to play favorites? Let's find out together as we read Genesis 26 to 28. As we continue reading through the book of Genesis in our endeavor to read through the Bible in a year, we come to Genesis chapter 26, 27, and 28. Now, yesterday we mentioned that biblical times were a time of hostility. In Genesis 26, we see hostility between Isaac and a local ruler named Abimelech. That is seen when Isaac deceives Abimelech about his wife, just like Abraham did. He says to his wife, "Say you're my sister, so they won't hurt me to take you." He does, and open hostility ensues between Isaac and Abimelech. Immediately there's conflict over water rights, so much so that Isaac and Abimelech make a covenant with each other. Now the covenant is to protect each other from attacks by the opposing party. Isaac is protected now from an attack by Abimelech. Abimelech is protected from an attack by Isaac. In chapter 27, just the very same way that Jacob stole Esau's birthright, his inheritance, he now steals his blessing by deceiving his father. You can read that story in Genesis chapter 27. Isaac tells Esau, go out and kill a deer, bring it back and cook me some venison. While Esau is out hunting, Rebekah gets with Jacob and says, I have some venison here. Cook it for your father and tell your father that you're actually Esau. Jacob does and receives now the blessing. This too was binding. As a result, Jacob has to run for his life. Esau will kill him if he doesn't. Esau's hostility continues in chapter 28. We see Esau's hostility with his father Isaac because Esau married women that his father didn't approve of. All of this runs back to chapter 25, verse 28. Isaac loved Esau because he enjoyed eating the wild game Esau brought home. But Rebekah loved Jacob. Is it okay to play favorites? Many times we see fathers preferring one child, mothers preferring another, and it wreaks havoc in the family. It certainly did here. Is it okay to play favorites? No, it's not. We're not commanded not to, but every example that we see when father and mother played favorites, it's a bad example. We'll see that coming up with Joseph, Jacob's son, as well. Hostility ensues. There is open hostilities, and yet God blesses this family. As Joseph flees, the end of chapter 28, he comes to Jacob in a dream. In that dream, in chapter 28, verse 13, he says, I'm the Lord, the God of your grandfather Abraham, and the God of your father Isaac. The ground you're lying on belongs to you. I'm giving it to you and your descendants. Your descendants will be as numerous as the dust of the earth. They will spread out in all directions, to the west and the east, to the north and the south. and all the families of the earth will be blessed through you and your descendants. The covenant that God made with Abraham, he passes on now to Jacob. He says, Jacob, it's through you that I will bless all the families of the earth. The covenant keeps coming back again and again and again. God is faithful. No matter what hostility you're going through, God has a covenant with you if you've chosen to follow him. Today, look to him. Ask him to keep his covenant. Like, follow, subscribe, and share this devotional on whatever platform you used to listen to it. Email your questions to us at questions@becomehope.com. Tomorrow, we'll continue our study of the book of Psalms.